Imagine this: you're in great shape, people compliment your looks, your social feed says you're winning, yet Saturday night arrives, and you're alone. The irony is cruel. Many men silently wonder, how can I be desirable on paper but invisible in real life? The answer isn't about looks at all, it's about how. Attractiveness changes the way people behave around you, and the way you learn to behave back. This isn't a pity story, it's a psychological loop that even the best-looking people fall into. Today we'll break down why being attractive can quietly sabotage dating success, and what Stoicism teaches about turning that into real connection. Attractive people drown in possibilities but starve for connection. Dating apps light up with matches, glances linger at bars, yet those signals don't convert into anything lasting. Why? Because the brain confuses attention with affection. It mistakes digital hearts and curious looks for genuine interest. But attention is just noise. Connection requires signal, vulnerability, effort, and time. Psychologist Barry Schwartz calls this the paradox of choice. When options multiply, satisfaction drops. For good-looking men, every swipe inflates the illusion of abundance. You start chasing validation rather than depth. Example: Ethan, a 28-year-old model, once said, "I get dates, but no one seems curious about me." His issue wasn't scarcity, it was superficial surplus. Every conversation started at "you're cute" and ended there too. Stoic idea: don't confuse what draws attention with what deserves it. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to look within. Within is the fountain of good. When dating becomes performance, introspection becomes the antidote. Physical appeal can be a double-edged sword. It opens doors but also teaches you not to knock. If compliments and easy attention come early, you skip the apprenticeship of social growth. Average-looking men often cultivate humor, curiosity, and emotional awareness because they have to. Attractive men sometimes coast, not out of arrogance, but because the world lets them. Over time, that creates a skill deficit. You may struggle with small talk because conversations always came to you. You might freeze when attraction fades because you've never had to rebuild it. This isn't vanity, it's muscle atrophy. Skills left unused simply weaken. Stoicism reframes this as training. Epictetus wrote, "Difficulties show a person what they are." Dating frustration, then, isn't punishment. It's a mirror reflecting the need for development. More choices make you pickier, but often about the wrong things. When you're used to being admired, you start evaluating partners as reflections of your own desirability. She needs to look as good as I do. That mindset fuels status-based dating, not emotional alignment. You might be swiping away potential matches just because they don't match your vibe. In behavioral economics, this is reference bias, comparing new experiences to an inflated baseline. The more external approval you receive, the less likely you are to notice genuine connection when it appears quietly. Stoicism again flips the lens. Focus on virtue over validation. A truly wise person values compatibility of character, not symmetry of selfies. Attractiveness often earns unspoken privileges. Teachers were kinder, strangers smiled more, rules bent slightly in your favor. Those micro-advantages can shape expectations. Without realizing it, you start expecting ease. But relationships are friction by design, a negotiation of two minds. When effort feels beneath you, chemistry dies. People sense entitlement the way they sense arrogance instantly. Women, especially those used to male attention, pick up on this faster than words can travel. A man who leads with entitlement rather than curiosity signals insecurity disguised as confidence. Stoic remedy: humility. The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort, sleeping on the floor, fasting to remember that ease is a privilege, not a birthright. In dating, the modern version is effort, listening, initiating, following up. True confidence isn't expecting attention, it's earning it again and again. Ironically, attractiveness can make others retreat. Many assume you are taken, a flirt, or emotionally unavailable. They protect themselves from rejection before it happens. This creates a feedback loop. People stay distant, gives you sense disinterest, gives you act aloof, gives they assume you don't care, gives cycle continues. Breaking that loop requires vulnerability. Say the quiet thing aloud. People assume I'm not serious, but I actually want connection. Honesty disarms intimidation. Real story. A photographer once told me his most successful date came after admitting he was nervous. "It made me human again," he said. The Stoic takeaway: courage isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing openness despite it. Over time, constant validation turns appearance into identity. If every compliment targets your looks, you start measuring worth by the mirror. That's dangerous territory, because time, lighting, and life eventually change that reflection. When your self-esteem depends on your face, any rejection feels existential. You defend yourself with detachment, pretending not to care. Yet underneath, you crave recognition for who you are, not just what you look like. Stoicism invites detachment from externals, not indifference, but perspective. The body is an instrument, not the music. When your face once opened every door, it's humbling to learn that charisma doesn't come pre-installed. The first step out of the attractiveness trap is skill building, deliberately learning what you never had to. Start small. Practice asking questions that don't circle back to you. The goal isn't to perform interest, but to feel it. Curiosity transforms attraction into empathy. It tells someone, "You're not a prop in my story." Example: one coaching client, tall, handsome, mid-30s, admitted every conversation used to feel like an interview he was conducting. We reversed that dynamic. He began mirroring others' energy, paraphrasing what they said, slowing down before responding. Within weeks, he noticed something shocking. People started relaxing around him. For the first time, he said, "They didn't treat me like an image." That's the secret. Stop managing your appearance. Start managing your presence. From a Stoic view, this is active wisdom, practicing awareness in motion. Seneca said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." When you're fixated on how you appear, you're never fully present where you are. Entitlement whispers, "They should come to me." Investment whispers, "Let me go to them." The shift may seem subtle, but it changes everything. The more you engage with curiosity, the more chemistry grows organically. True connection is reciprocal energy, not unilateral admiration. There's a Stoic exercise called sympathia, the recognition that we're all connected, each part of a larger human web. Applying this to dating means treating every interaction not as a transaction, but as an act of shared humanity. When you stop measuring success by how someone reacts, and instead focus on how fully you showed up, dating stops feeling like a test. It becomes practice for empathy. Micro-scene idea: a montage of the man initiating genuine conversations, helping a barista, laughing with a coworker, engaging naturally. Each clip contrasts with earlier scenes of isolation. Attractiveness often hides insecurity. It's armor, polished, gleaming, and heavy. But people don't connect with armor, they connect with the person underneath. If you've ever felt others assume you have it all together, you've probably learned to hide uncertainty. Ironically, showing vulnerability is the most magnetic move you can make. Example: an influencer once confessed during a live stream that he feared never being loved for his mind. The chat flooded not with mockery, but empathy. That moment humanized him more than years of curated perfection. Vulnerability reframes power, not as control, but as openness. In Stoicism, courage isn't fighting enemies, it's confronting truth, even emotional truth. Epictetus reminds us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Freedom comes when you stop editing yourself for approval. You can't win a game that's built on surface metrics, followers, matches, likes. The Stoics would call this externals, things beyond your control. What is in your control is your conduct, how you think, act, and treat others. Detachment doesn't mean neglecting your looks, it means refusing to worship them. Dress well, train well, but detach from the illusion that aesthetics guarantee intimacy. Visualization: split scene, left side, man, perfecting selfies under harsh light. Right side, same man helping a stranger pick up dropped books. Spontaneous smile. The warmth of the second image overpowers the cold perfection of the first. Real attraction emerges when self-worth is grounded in action, not appearance. Let's condense this into a Stoic blueprint you can actually use. Awareness: recognize the bias your looks create. Attention does not equal affection. Humility: treat effort as virtue, not punishment. Presence: focus on what's said, not how you appear hearing it. Vulnerability: reveal something honest about yourself early on. Detachment: don't chase outcomes. Master conduct instead. Each of these shifts moves you from passive validation to active connection. When you practice them consistently, your attractiveness evolves from surface charm to quiet gravity, the kind that draws people because they feel safe around you, not impressed. The modern dating world conditions you to think in visuals, profiles, grids, symmetry. But humans don't fall in love with algorithms. They fall in love with energy. If you've ever laughed so hard that attraction appeared mid-sentence, that's chemistry born from authenticity, not beauty metrics. The Stoics teach us that alignment of values outlasts alignment of features. A beautiful face fades into familiarity, but a beautiful mind reveals new landscapes forever. Illustrative moment. Show couples of varied appearances laughing, cooking, reading, quiet domestic scenes that radiate connection instead of spectacle. Being attractive is an advantage, but without substance, it's a mirage. The real goal isn't to escape beauty's trap, but to integrate it. Let the external attract, let the internal sustain. If you've coasted on looks, consider this your invitation to grow inwards. The Stoics weren't anti-pleasure, they were anti-dependence. They'd say, use your looks, but don't be used by them. Here's the ultimate paradox. When you stop chasing validation, you become more attractive than ever, because confidence without need is magnetic. So the next time someone calls you good-looking, thank them, but also remind yourself, the real compliment is being called good company.